Hello children. Do you know the incident when a man named Mohandas Karam Chand Gandhi sat still on a train in South Africa? He refused to get off. The white passengers threw him out. There are many other stories of his courage and of the courage others got from him to fight for their rights. Now let's know more about a smiler incident years after Gandhi was thrown out from train. Yes, it's the story of Rosa Parks.
Can one act of defiance change the course of history? Let's take a journey back to the first day of December in the year 1955. We find ourselves in Montgomery, Alabama, where a tired seamstress named Rosa Parks boards a city bus after a long, exhausting day of work. The bus, like society at the time, was divided. The segregation laws were clear and strict. Black passengers were required to yield their seats to white passengers. They had to disembark, walk around to the back door, and re enter to stand, even if there were vacant seats. This was the harsh reality of the time, a reality that Rosa Parks was about to challenge. Rosa found a seat, paid her fare just like any other passenger, and settled in, hoping for a peaceful journey home. But the arrival of a white man threatened to disrupt this tranquility. Rosa was expected to give up her seat, but she had enough. She was neither weak nor willing to submit to an unjust law. She had paid her fare just like white man. He was neither old nor disabled. Why should she stand while he sat? This was the moment when Rosa Parks decided to make a stand by remaining seated. It was a simple act sitting in a bus seat, but it was also an act of defiance, a refusal to accept the unfairness and discrimination that were so deeply entrenched in the society. This act did not go unnoticed. Anger filled the bus. The driver, infuriated, called the police. Rosa was arrested. A consequence she accepted with courage and dignity. But her arrest was not the end. Far from it, it was a spark that ignited a flame of resistance and change. News of Rosa's arrest spread like wildfire, igniting a spirit of unity and resistance among the black community. They knew they couldn't fight the police, but they could fight the bus company. A boycott was initiated, a collective stand against an unjust system. Her arrest that day would ignite a flame that would spread across the nation. This was the spark that changed the course of history, the spark that ignited the civil rights movement. What happens when an oppressed community decide enough is enough? You see, the arrest of Rosa Parks was not just a single event but a flashpoint that ignited and a powerful reaction from the black community. It was a reaction that said, we are two human beings, deserving your respect and equal rights. The news of Rosa's arrest spread like wildfire, sparking outraging and a deep seated resolve to stand up against the injustice. The black community decided to fight, not with violence, but with a peaceful, powerful weapon unity. They chose to boycott the city buses, a decision that was as impactful as it was symbolic. No longer would they subject themselves to humiliation and discrimination of the buses they too paid to ride. For 381 long days, the black community stood united in their boycott. They walked to work, they carpooled, they ride bicycles, they did whatever they could avoid the city buses. The boycott was a resounding statement of their solidarity and a testament to their resilience. Imagine a community that had been marginalized for so long, standing together, refusing to back down. The impact of this boycott was far reaching. The city's public transportation system, heavily reliant on black passengers, was hit hard, but more importantly, the unity shown by the black community during the time ripples across the nation. It was a wake up call to the rest of the America, a powerful demonstration that change was not only needed but inevitable. The unity and solidarity shown during the boycott had a profound effect on the civil rights movement. It showed that when people come together, they can challenge the unjust systems. It was a clear message to those in power that discrimination and segregation were no longer acceptable. The power of unity was evident as the bus boycott marked a significant step towards civil rights. It was a powerful demonstration of the strength of a united community, a lesson that still resonates real. It reminded us that change, real change, comes when we stand together, when we say enough is enough. Can a single court ruling shake the foundations of centuries old racial segregation? Well, in the case of Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott, certainly did. Following her arrest, a legal battle ensured that would echo through the halls of justice and history. Rosa's act of defiance wasn't just a personal protest, it was a challenge to the system of segregation itself. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or NAACP, seized the opportunity to fight the legality of segregation on public buses. This battle led to the historic Browder case, where the Supreme Court of the United States would make a landmark decision. The court's ruling was nothing short of revolutionary. The justices declared that segregation on public buses was unconstitutional, shattering the legal basis for racial discrimination in public transportation. This wasn't just a victory for the people of Montgomery, but a beacon of hope for those fighting for equality across the United States. The significance of this ruling cannot be overstated. It was a powerful affirmation that the fight for civil rights was not in vain. The ruling sent a clear message. The highest court in the land recognized the injustice of racial segregation, validating the struggles of countless black Americans who had been fighting their rights for decades. This momentous decision didn't just end segregation on public buses in Montgomery, it fueled the flames of civil rights movement, inspiring activities across the nation to continue their fights for equality. It was a testament of power of collective action, the resilience of human spirit, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Rosa Parks' act of defiance, the collective action of the black community, and the landmark Supreme Court ruling all played a significant role in propelling the civil rights movement forward, proving that change is indeed possible when people stand up against injustice. So let us remember Rosa Parks not just as a woman who refused to give up her seat, but as a catalyst for a movement that forever changed the course of history.